I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site where there's curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that'll help you find work more quickly. A few weeks ago, I did a video about JobScans.co's top YouTube channels, and mine was on the list, JobSearchTV.com. They recently announced their top 10 podcasts for job hunters for 2019. And I'm going to go through the list of top 10, but to take the mystery out of it, my show No BS Job Search Advice Radio made the list at number 5. So, subscribe to that show and let me go through all the others, okay? Number 1 on their list was The Voice of Job Seekers by Mark Anthony Dyson. And they comment that Mark Anthony Dyson knows the modern job search better than almost anyone. Plus, you can just tell he's cool by his laid-back demeanor. And then they mention a couple of his podcast shows, which include Give LinkedIn Recommendations More Respect and How Job Seekers Can Get Noticed Online. So that was number 1. And they have one of his shows on their site, 5 Tips to Find Your Next Job in 2019. Number 2, Find Your Dream Job. Mac Pritchard interviews job search experts each episode who offer valuable tricks of the trade. For example, how to phrase career changes and gaps in your resume in an interview, and why you need to think like a hiring manager. So that's show number 2 on the list. Number 3, Career Cloud Radio. Now, this used to be a very good show, and I'll just simply say there isn't much new that's coming out of it. So most of it's archival. Career Cloud Radio might be the podcast on this list with the largest cult following, whatever that means. With more than 11 years worth of episodes available for download, you can binge listen and find out what all the fuss is about. So Chris Russell had started this. It's now handled by Justin. I believe his last name is pronounced Dux, D-U-X. And the show, they mentioned 2 of the shows there. And when I looked at the data there, it doesn't look like they're releasing all that much that's new, like maybe once a month. And as of this recording, I don't think there's been anything out in the new year. Number 4 is Copeland Coaching by Angela Copeland. Now, I interviewed her for my show Job Search Radio, and her podcast has really gotten strong. So they comment, Angela Copeland, expert career coach, leads listeners from the job search and through their careers. Listen to topics like boomer career reinvention and how to nail a job interview with experts at Angela's Circle. It's well produced and the vibe is almost NPR-like. And they comment that this is a very easy to digest show and one where you should tune in for the entire episode. Then comes mine, which is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, in which they say, we've mentioned Jeff Altman before, and I feel inclined to mention him again. His podcast covers unique topics that you won't find on any other podcast. So they mentioned my show about how do you get a job after being self-employed for 20 years. And continue by saying, Jeff has a very no BS approach to his shows, obviously, but has a kind, understanding way of answering listener questions. In relatively short episodes, No BS Job Search Advice Radio covers each topic thoroughly. That is a good description of what I try to do. Quick, to the point, no BS. Number 6, Get Hired with Molly Mapes. Molly Mapes is a career coach and a recruiter, which makes her your best friend as a job seeker. In the Get Hired podcast, Molly answers questions she hears most often from her own clients. She switches back and forth from the perspective of a career coach to that of a recruiter, giving listeners a well-rounded view of each topic. Number 7, David Lawrence Recruitment Show. I believe David does his show out of the UK, and there's a certain UK vibe to it. Now, going on with the comments about it. Here's a podcast for the anti-podcast listener. If you think you can't sit through a whole podcast episode without nodding off, the David Lawrence Recruitment Show is for you. It features very short episodes with current expert tips. He's the founder of Vine Resources, technology recruitment company. That's pretty much it. Number 8, manager tools. Now, I think this is an old show, and I'm not sure that there are new episodes out. I apologize. After looking at all this stuff, it gets confusing for me. But whether you're searching for a managerial position or not, manager tools can help you get prepared. Listen to episodes like case study interviews and onboarding to get behind the scenes information on how the hiring process works. While exploring job search podcasts, I couldn't ignore this one. Founded by Michael Ozen and Mark Horstman, it has nearly 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts and a 4.5 rating. Number 9, talk talent to me. Want to really find out what a recruiter wants? Rob Stevenson's Talk Talent to Me helps get you inside the head of the recruiter and learn their hiring strategies. This might not be every job seeker's cup of tea, but I think it's an awesome way to get ahead of the competition and gain insights that will help you now and in later job searches. Number 10, the exclusive career coach. Lisa, spelled Lesa Edwards, certified job search expert, is the most upbeat, positive podcaster I came across. And we all know how much we need some motivation at certain points in your job search. She makes the job search approachable and even a little bit fun. And then Lisa concentrates on the facts of the job search, but also puts important weight on staying mentally and emotionally positive throughout. So I'm Jeff Altman. I hope you subscribe to mine and a couple of these others. Again, mine is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, and you can get it in iTunes and a host of other places. And if you're interested in my coaching you, reach out to me through LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this or listened to it. I just like knowing that, we've been helpful to folks. Once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. I'd love to help you. Also, if you just like to read stuff on the web, visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. I've got a ton of information there that you can watch, listen to, or read that'll help you find work more quickly. And I hope you have a great day. Take care.